Today I'll be showing you how to find your personal art style that branches from your own unique experiences, but also from the masters that you look up to, because at the end of the day we all have role models. We all want to copy or be like the next Takashi Murakami or the Virgil Abloh or the Kanye West, but we want our own unique thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. This does not just have to do with art. By the way, it can also be fashion. It can also be if you want to do a clothing brand or merchandise. Whatever it is creatively that you want to do, there is something in the inside of you that is unique to you, but also has to do with what you like and your passions. And that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you today. So, this all starts with a deep reflection of your taste. The dictionary definition of taste is a person's liking for particular flavors. And when it comes to art, it has to do with inspirations. It has to do with what you like. Do you like a certain cinematography style or certain colors? Are you into a car model, or I don't know, a TV show, or a cartoonist, or a book? I don't know. Whatever it may be, just simply search for your personal tastes. Now, I know that is extremely broad, but trust me, I'm going to explain everything right now with a very simple diagram that I've made just for you. So this is very simple. First, it's you. Right under that, it's all of your childhood inspirations. After that, it's all your adolescence, and then your current tastes and likes. Now, why do I start with childhood? Honestly, it is because this was a stage where you started to develop a taste. You started being drawn to certain things. You didn't really know what was right or wrong. You just liked certain things simply because of the feeling that it gave you. This also has to do with nostalgia. Nostalgia comes when people are reminded of their previous tastes. When people say back in the old days, or can we go back to the time that I was a child, or when the world wasn't so complicated. This is what I'm referring to: childhood tastes, things that make you go back and that are embedded into your nature and into your character. Those things, we can use them and translate them into design. The second one is adolescence. This one honestly has to do with what you were drawn to when you started being introduced to the world, when you started being introduced to life, to society. There were certain things that you liked because you wanted to be like them, you wanted to be a part of them. Usually it starts around middle school, where you try to fit in, you try to be like other people. So you pick very specific tastes that is kind of like a starting point of you trying to develop yourself or find yourself, to be honest. And the last one is our current tastes, because sometimes our childhood selves or our adolescent self were kind of cringe and they did not know how to choose well. So we have created our own current good style that is mature, that is more profound into who we are and more understanding of everything that we have gone through in life. Now, for each category, I want you to find around 5 to 6. It can be less, it could be more, but I think 5 or 6 is exactly the perfect amount of inspirations. It can be titles, it can be images, it can be objects, it can be TV shows, it can be whatever you want it to be. But I want you to organize them into these 3 categories. And just very quickly, here is my personal tree. So as you can see, in my childhood, I was really into origami, I was really into cars. And then after that, you go into my adolescence. This is honestly the part that I actually got artistic inspiration, specifically, as you can see, Vex, manga, specifically One Piece, Takashi Murakami, the game Cuphead. And now my current tastes are a bit more mature. I think they really are my identity right now. Artists such as Virgil Abloh, Kaz, and Keith Haring, artists that I look up to right now and I really use as heavy inspiration. Now you're probably asking yourself, why are you adding a meme or a comic book or an old TV show into this? Author Austin Kleon in How to Steal Like an Artist said it this way: seeing yourself as a part of a creative lineage will help you feel less alone as you start making your own stuff. In a creative sense, this is sometimes like a mood board. It relates to almost everything you've enjoyed, and outcomes of this include the artworks, the inspirations to come, clothing, merchandise, you name it. Now what I want you to do, and this is where your chart is going to come to use, I want you to pick one thing from each of the 3 levels and categories, and I want you to mix them. I want you to combine them, steal from each individual thing, purposely stealing from each individual item, and I want you to create something new using these 3 inspirations. I'm going to show a very quick example of how I did it to do an artwork. So from my childhood, I chose Batman. From my adolescence, I chose manga. And from my current inspirations, I chose Virgil Abloh. Now we have these things: Batman, manga, and Virgil Abloh. Now, I'm not gonna draw Virgil Abloh in a Batman suit in a One Piece world. It's about dissecting each of these topics and picking out the things that interest you or that you want to replicate. So for this example, my subject is going to be Virgil Abloh. Ironic in a way because it is one of the topics, but so right here I'm going to be showing you a scan of my sketches and of the little notes that I took from each thing, and you can truly see what I'm talking about. I'm going to circle the different topics, or like the different sections of my sketch, so you can understand a little more. So right here in this piece, you can see that I very quickly just literally copied and drew the Batman face, but I analyzed what made it so unique, and I noticed that there was a very good balance between sharp edges and curves. A lot of sharp edges to bring power into the drawing and into the character, but also additionally just a lot of curves to really complement those sharps. And I also saw a lot of harsh shadows, like very, very gritty shadows. Like the shadows are not very light, they're just straight up like black sometimes. The second inspiration was manga and One Piece, and I just drew some of the things that I saw in a page, and I literally drew it, and I wanted to analyze what made it so good, what I liked about it. For the mouth, I really liked the way that it was just extremely expressive. It wasn't very realistic, but it got the message across. I really liked the dynamic lines, and I wanted to add a little bit of smoke, a smoke effect from one of the pages. And the last one, of course, was Virgil Abloh. So I chose this picture of Virgil Abloh, and I wanted to draw it and replicate it. And so right here, you can see me bringing it all together. Even though Virgil Abloh's eyebrows aren't necessarily that expressive, I wanted to bring out something more. I wanted to be really expressive, like the Batman example that I did. And crossing them all together at the end, I got this drawing. Now, you can very see that I did use the Virgil Abloh drawing as an example and inspiration. However, it is not a perfect copy-paste, which is exactly what I was talking about. So if I zoom in a little bit more, you can see what I'm talking about. Virgil Abloh's lips and eyebrows are very exaggerated, even though that's not how he really is in real life. I also decided to make the feet just really, really huge on purpose. And then I used a lot of black for harsh shadows. I used lines and hatching as the manga. Now that is a very simple and narrow way of how to find your personal art style. Now let me tell you something, if you really want to take it to the next level and be incredible in what you do, this is going to take time. For me, as you can see in these pictures, it took me a long time. It actually took me a lot of years and years and years and months and days of every single day trying to find more inspirations, trying to copy and pick and choose exactly what I liked. And sometimes, as you can see in the images I'm showing right now, sometimes it was extremely just a straight up copy of the source material, and sometimes it looked really bad. Sometimes I tried to make it my own, and honestly it kind of failed, but those little successes started allowing me to just find myself in a personal art style. And then, funny enough, after some time, I started using my own art as the mood board that I was showing you right now, because truly you're gonna find a point that you're gonna start creating things that you've never ever seen before. You can't really pinpoint it to something specific. However, it did originate from all these inspirations that I was telling you about. I want you to see the God potential in you, that you don't have to follow trends or try to do a cool design that's temporary, that at the end of the day is just going to wash away. I want you to find a style that's going to last forever and that no one else in this world can replicate but you.